America is home to many regional amusement parks that have some classic charm. Knoebels is no exception. This family owned amusement park is well known for being free admission. The park functions off of a ticket based system with the option of purchasing a wristband for unlimited rides. Knoebels also dedicates a decent size of their property solely for picnics and camping. One of the largest appeals to a Knoebels is the fact that the non-riding family member can still enjoy and come and enjoy their day at Knoebels without having to pay a single cent. Okay, well, let's get on with a review. Rides and attractions. It's never really dawned on me until this last visit how many attraction Knoebels has. Honestly, you would be hard pressed to do every single attraction in the park on a given day. There's really a lot to do here. Sure, there's a lot of similar spinning flat rides, but even still, Knoebels still managed to offer a good variety of attractions. My daughter, who is 3 years old, I was pleasantly surprised with how many attractions that there are in the park that she can even enjoy. What's also nice that these attractions are not just huddled into one area, which yes, there is an area in the park that is dedicated to kiddie rides, but plenty of family rides are scattered throughout the park. Knoebels even has two dark rides. The most famous of the two is their haunted house attraction. I remember when I was younger, this ride terrified me, and as an adult, it's still good. It's a well-themed dark ride. Black Diamond, which is also a roller coaster, is another decently themed dark ride. As technically it's a roller coaster, it doesn't offer any thrills in that department, but the mineshaft theming is well done. Knoebels' main attractions are obviously the roller coasters, with Phoenix being their flagship. Twister and Flying Turns are also two unique attractions of their own merit, especially Flying Turns being the only coaster of its type in the world. Impulse, which is their newest roller coaster, seems to be popular with the guests as it has the longest line in the park when I was there. Overall, there's plenty of attractions for everyone in the family to enjoy. Oh yeah, and they also have a small water park, but it was closed when I was there as the park recently flooded, which was kind of a common occurrence for them. I'm giving Knoebels a score of 10 for rides and attractions. Park atmosphere and theming. Since Knoebels isn't a theme park, so I don't expect any theming other than inside their two dark ride attractions. What makes Knoebels unique from any other amusement park is how well hidden it is under the trees. A huge section of the park is covered by trees, which is a nice feature on a hot sunny day. The park is actually a giant square, but because of how it weaves throughout the trees, it's kind of disorienting and I even got lost a couple times. The park is well kept and clean, which is always a plus, especially at a park that has free admission and allows outside food to be brought in. Oh, and I couldn't tell you how many people had dogs with them, which is something else you wouldn't often see at an amusement park. But I understand as this is also a camping ground, so many people have their dogs with them for the day. I'm not sure if I would consider this a negative or not, but a good handful of rides throughout the park literally look like fair ride attractions. They could be packed up and hauled away literally like the next day, which was somewhat strange. When you're at an amusement park, you kind of expect to think the rides to look like they're permanent structures, but I guess it's not a huge complaint. It's just something I just kind of noticed. I'm giving Knoebels a score of 6 for the park atmosphere and theming. Food. Being an amusement park that lets guests bring in their own food, I was surprised with how much variety they offer in the park as well. What makes it even better is their pricing won't put you out of house and home either, which is a rarity in the theme park industries. I will say this though, the food sizes weren't really the biggest, but they don't skimp out either. I think Knoebels earns a score of 9 in the food category. Park staff. All of the interactions that I had with the park staff was more or less a positive one. Ride operators were moving along great during my trip. I witnessed Twister being dispatched approximately every 30 seconds, which is pretty impressive. I was about to board Impulse with my brother and his son. The ride operator noticed how my brother's son was a little nervous, and she did a great job of encouraging him to make sure he enjoys the ride experience. Sure, I did come across a couple somewhat lifeless employees, which you pretty much find at every amusement park, but it was extremely rare. Overall, the park staff was helpful, nice, and upbeat. Knoebels gets a score of 8 for their staff. Park value. With a park that's free to enter, free to park, and allows you to bring in your own food, I don't know how much of a better value you could expect. The ride tickets are fairly priced, and as I mentioned already, the food prices are pretty decent as well. The only area where I feel maybe it's a slight upcharge is the wristband. The price for an all-day wristband with an add-on of the roller coasters, since you can buy one without roller coasters, seems kind of silly. I understand it's probably for the little kids, but anyways, the wristband is about $50, which in comparison, you can buy a ticket for Cedar Point around $50. Not at the gate, but yeah, when you compare the both, I'd say the wristbands are somewhat overcharged. I'm giving Knoebels a score of 8.5 for park value. Alright, my final score comes to 8.3, which is a good score. Knoebels is a great family park, one that I recommend anyone to come and visit. Even if you're not a coaster rider, you can still enjoy yourself as they have plenty of non-intense attractions in the park. Coaster enthusiasts know they need to come out and check out their great wooden coasters. This year, Phoenix was rated the #1 wooden coaster at the Golden Ticket Awards. So yeah, there's lots of good stuff here for everyone in the whole family to enjoy. So if you haven't made a trip to Knoebels yet, go ahead and plan one. You won't regret it. Well, thank you for watching today's review. Please subscribe, check out more of my other content, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.